Okay, it is now 7:30, so this meeting will now come to order. Would anyone like to utilize open forum at this time? Ava?
Okay, how many of y'all park in PC4? Thank you. Does anyone park in PC4? A couple? Okay. Oh, that's like, yeah, like the village parking lots. Anyone? Okay, well, some people do, and a lot of us obviously can't park in the one closest to campus because all the spots are often taken. But sometimes me and a lot of the ROTC students see that a lot of the cops park like in the back row, and they have like their own designated row, but then they infringe on the students' parking spots. So I was just wondering if there's any way we can like communicate with them at all and just work to see if they can just be limited to their one row. Maybe? No? Okay, cool. Thank you.
Thank you, Ava. Would anyone else like to utilize open forum at this time? Okay, seeing none, we will now go into the approval of the minutes. The minutes were sent out electronically last Tuesday. Are there any corrections to the minutes? All right, seeing there are none, the minutes are now marked as approved and corrected. We will now move into reports from our officers, beginning with the president.
Hey everyone, good to see you guys. Freshmen, it's great to see you all as well. Thank you all for joining us and being interested in Senate and in SGA. I think that's awesome. To start it off for me, just a couple things I wanted to talk to you guys about. This Thursday, I've got a meeting about the North End Zone project. We're going to be talking about specifically what the second floor is going to look like. So what Dr. Wood was talking about. The second floor is going to be the same level as the concourse. So we'll connect to the inside of the stadium on that level. Talking about what are the dining options and they're going to look like and what is like the late night option that's going to keep students there. It's going to have an alcohol license in it. What is that going to look like for students? So going to be talking about that this Thursday. It should be cool, and hope to give you all some good updates next week whenever I come back to you guys on Monday. Security meeting update. So last week I met with Kevin Robinson, who oversees all of the campus security operations at Auburn. That is part of his job. And we talked about a couple of the initiatives that we had told you guys about earlier, something that Dr. Witter mentioned as well. But a little update on that and the daytime campus security and the security shuttle drivers. They had over 45 applicants to their openings, for their job openings. They started an interview process to go get those roles filled. And as soon as they get through those interviews, those people will start their training, become full-time employees, and start implementing and doing their job around campus, which is awesome. Got a couple meetings this week with the folks that you just saw speak to y'all. So if y'all have any questions or follow-up comments or anything else that you want us to share with them, please bring them to any of us. I know Mims has a couple of those meetings coming up as well. He'll probably tell you about it, but please bring any feedback, any thoughts, questions that came from tonight to us, and we can bring that to them as well and bring it back to you. Last thing has to do with scooters. So I know we talked a lot about scooters last week, and I know that they just talked about scooters as well. One option that we think are thinking about implementing, so UGA, what they would do with scooters is they have these signs up across campus in certain areas that are wheels-free zones. So no bike, no scooter, no one wheel, no anything can really operate in that area. You got to walk it in that area. And how they enforce that is they get their campus security to stand by those signs and enforce it. And then like 2 weeks later, as the semester goes on, those security roll off, and then it turns into kind of a culture thing that they have at UGA. So our idea with this is with our new daytime security officers that we're going to have across campus, we might try to get them to enforce that signage so we can have some wheels-free zones. And campus security loved that idea. They thought it was super good. So I think that could be a future solution that would be good for us. I think the next thing we bring to you guys is what are the wheels-free zones going to be. I know we were thinking Haley Concourse, the security shuttle pickup loop, and maybe Thatch Concourse, but open to talking about all sorts of areas and want to hear from you guys and your areas of campus on what that looks like. So expect that conversation in the future. And one last thing that I want to talk about, just an encouragement to you guys about bringing things to us and then actually seeing a result in something. We were able to work with ASBA. It was brought to our attention that they wanted to see a solution and a change in where our POW seat was currently in the student section. And we're excited to say that we're going to be moving that to a different part of the student section for this game, for this upcoming Georgia game. So just one example of if you guys hear something and there's something going on, please bring it to us, and then we can work together to make something happen. We cannot do that unless you bring it to us. So just an encouragement for you guys to do that. Thank you all. Or you.
Thank you, Owen. Now for our treasurer. Thank you, Haley. Now for outreach.
Hey everybody, hope y'all are having a good week. and hope y'all had a good bye weekend. Hope it was restful. I'm excited for fall break in Georgia. But super exciting. So I've been working with Ms. Marcia Janska, who's kind of over events in Auburn Global, to coordinate with student recruiters some campus tours for Auburn Global students who obviously haven't gotten the chance to tour campus and they don't know a ton about Auburn traditions or anything like that. So we're actually going to do that. It's going to be on Monday, November 10th. So super excited for that and excited just like to give the students a chance to feel more part of the Auburn family. And then we also, so SGA exec, SGA's coordinating with ISO to host a social hour, which is next Friday, October 17th. And it's going to be upstairs in one of the ballrooms. We don't know which one yet. I'll update on next week. But anyone can come. It's open to all students. And y'all should totally come. It's going to be really fun. We're going to serve hamburgers. We're going to do a presentation on Auburn traditions. And just have some fun activities and interactions with the students in ISO. So it could be an awesome opportunity to come and just kind of like get a taste of another organization on campus. Last week, the External Affairs team and I attended the State of the City address, which was really fun. Some Lamplighter awards were given out, which are really cool awards just given out to people in the city who've done great things and might go unnoticed. So it was really awesome. Good, just kind of hang out time for our team. We really enjoyed that. Everything in the city is looking good. And yay, so with this upcoming Wednesday, not this week, but next week, is Hay Day, which is super exciting. So please, if you haven't, sign-ups for volunteer sign-ups closed, but please come out and still participate on campus, bring your friends. It's going to be awesome. Actually, campus screen. It'll be super, super fun time. A lot of good stuff coming in. And then finally, so the campus engagement team has been working on an involvement quiz for the past semester and even some in the spring. And this just went live on Maybe Involve, which is super exciting. So if you want to go take it, give us some feedback, we definitely appreciate it. This is kind of a soft launch to see how it goes. But basically, this is for incoming freshmen or anyone on this campus who wants to get involved and doesn't really know what to do. So go take the quiz, and then you can meet with an involvement ambassador after you take the quiz, was kind of our thought process. But go take it, let us know if you have any feedback, and super excited about that. So have a great week, y'all.
Thank you, Vera. Now for our Chief of Staff. Thanks, Madeline. Now for initiatives.
Hey all. I want to start by saying thank you for all the great feedback you gave on the Student Center last week. I was able to bring that all to our meeting. Got a lot of good feedback, especially around the water temperature. Looking for some change in that soon. It's going to be great. One piece of feedback that I actually want to follow up on, because I was asked by that group to follow up on, was dining, like dinner options in the Student Center. Do y'all feel like those who said like, increase dinner options in the Student Center, do you feel like your answer would change if you didn't have SGA meetings you're going to, like tonight, later tonight, if you were a student who like was just going to class, maybe hanging out in the Student Center, do you think that's still a big need student-wide, or do you feel like it's certain groups that are feeling that? Anyone? That makes sense? I'm talking gibberish. Do I need to explain anything?
I'll say living in the dorms in the quad freshman year, like having something other than Chick-fil-A and the Edge a couple nights a week would have been awesome.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, still throughout the week, if it's like, there's like $5 in my bank account, and like, dang, I need to use my $9, it's really nice to where like I can like drive to the village and like park and like have like options if I'm like broke.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
I think that people need to be like more aware of the fact that you can use your $90 at just other restaurants downtown, like Mellow Mushroom and a bunch of other things.
So that's
Wait,
actually
what?
different. That's Tiger Card. Wait,
Yeah.
Tiger Club, not your dining dollars. So there's a difference there. Yeah.
Also, freshmen, y'all are welcome to give feedback if you have any.
Oh, please, it's encouraged. Not cool. It's okay. Maybe next.
Hey, Mims,
Oh.
we have something.
I feel like as a freshman, especially when like different studying or something, we're not able to do like delay. So there's no content going on.
Perfect.
Mims, one more over here.
Where was
I mean, like Chick-fil-A specifically on Sundays, and I still live in Auburn on Sundays. So like having stuff that would be over at the student center would be nice other than Chick-fil-A.
100%. Don't all move out on Sundays? No. Sweet. That's really, really appreciated, and I'll bring that back to them and keep you all updated. Wait, I'm sorry, guys, this is on me. I'm gonna skip that because I'm struggling to remember my own report, which is really embarrassing in front of all y'all, I'm sorry. Safety Week. This year, we are doing more than just Safety Walk. Safety Walk, as I'm sure most of y'all know, is when SGA walks around campus, we look at different areas to look for where our, frankly, our safety's lacking, whether it be blue lights, testing those out, looking for lights, different areas around campus. Normally, that's what we do, that's our going out safety. We're changing it, we're doing it Safety Week. It's gonna be a week-long event, it's gonna be the week of November 10th. Safety Walk will be that Monday. We're looking at especially Student Affairs Committee for y'all to join us in that. And we're gonna walk around and do that, it's gonna be great. We're also gonna be looking at community safety and what it looks like around Auburn. We've talked about different things with the Angel Shot and that initiative, highlighting that. I've also done some work with the Alabama Human Trafficking Task Force, highlighting some of their resources, some of their awareness, and then also cyber safety / internet safety, looking at how can we be safe on the web, avoid scams and phishing schemes and all that sort of stuff. So y'all be on the lookout for that. If y'all have any ideas or anything you want to look at, something where you have a question like what's a resource that could be offered to me, please shoot that my way, because we're still kind of forming that before that week of November 10th. And now I remember what parking is. Have a meeting over at parking tomorrow with Arishna. We've been looking at the hayfield lot. We're still working on plans on that. But outside of that, is there any feedback that anyone has on parking that they would like me to bring to the meeting?
There's no parking.
I don't know how useful this is, but is there any way to make the library parking deck as tall as the library? Or would that pass?
It's a question I can ask. I'm guessing the answer is going to be no, but I'll ask. Great question, though. Yes.
This is like really small, but I got like towed, like my fault, I know. But when I tried to go up to the parking thing to like pay it, they don't take Apple Pay. And I'm like, I feel like that's a really simple like thing. And I could put it on my e-bill, but I just would rather like pay it in the moment with Apple Pay so they could get that little like system. I feel like that may be easy.
Absolutely, yeah. I'll bring that, definitely.
I've been hearing a lot of people saying that the parking zones aren't really explained at like freshman events or transfer events, and so people are getting parking tickets because they don't know like where they're allowed to park. And so I think people, if there was something that FYE did, or like we could collab with FYE, and just better explain zones to students.
Wait, piggybacking off of that, I park in Arena lot, and I didn't even notice until this week that like the first 2 rows are for zone A and the next 2 are zone B. There's like one little sign and it's like in the middle of the lot. So if you park in like the one side or the other, you're not seeing that sign. And I didn't even notice that until this week, and it's been 2 months, which I'm like not very observant, but still.
Good feedback.
So the proposed solution for a lot of the parking issues, is okay. Well, we have the Tiger Transit. The Tiger Transit can take you on campus. I'm the first stop on a 40-minute bus loop, and after a certain time, it decreases to only having like 2 buses on my route. So it's like, okay, if I need to be on campus at like 5 o'clock, I'm not allowed to park on campus yet. I have to get on the bus at like 3:30. So it's taking like hours and hours out of my time just because I have a car, I just can't park.
You know what Tiger Transit loop you're on?
I am on South Auburn.
Got it. Okay. Bucky, we go to the next slide. Or Max, sorry. Okay, another thing, I brought this to y'all that we had come to a solution for 320, but then I forgot to send in the picture, and my words aren't always the best, so here's a nice pretty picture. So, just to orient, this is Game Concourse, this is 320, Chick-fil-A is right here, drive-thru coming out, y'all good. All right, this is the current crosswalk, that's gonna go away. They're gonna bulldoze that out. Right here at Thomas Street, there's gonna be a light, a traffic light, and there'll be 2 crosswalks on either side, so that you can cross in a nice timely manner to, and, oh gosh, hey, I'm trying to zoom in. There we go. Okay, and then the other thing, right now, westbound Tiger Transits are dropping off right here, this little loop. Those are going to move up here more in front of like the Landing High House, and just to allow more room and also for them to get off right where there's crosswalk. And so this pull-off area right here will then become a pickup drop-off location where students can use So we're really excited about this, working with facilities and the city. They're kind of looking into how much is it going to cost and how long it's going to take. But the goal is for this to be done by fall of 2026. So to construction due this summer. But just wanted to pass that along to y'all. Thank y'all. War Eagle.
Thank you, ma'am. Now for our committee reports, beginning with academic affairs.
Jones Engineering. Thank you all freshmen for being here tonight. Excited to have you all out. Academic affairs, we had a meeting with Dr. Brent Gardner this past week. It was really great. Got a lot of feedback from our meeting with the associate deans. In the previous week, going forward, we're planning on having a lot of meetings with Dr. Godwin to discuss her AI syllabi resolution and hopefully get that before the Senate floor within the next month or so. And then in regards to our project with the course tags, we're planning on having a meeting with the registrar's office to talk about the feasibility of that as well as potential tags that we want to utilize. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Giles. Now for AEO.
Connor Kosam. Hey y'all. So really what we have going on right now is just with the graduate student council orientation. Stuff that we're going to work on for the short term right now is implementing like a Q&A thing on the website that has more like recreational questions that are like, what are perks that you have as an Auburn student for someone who is just coming for the first time as a graduate student, or how to purchase football tickets and things like that. And then long term just having like a more grander orientation so they can have those questions answered, and also just ask any questions that they have. And then for the accessibility walkthrough, that's going to be partnered with the safety walk. The checklist was finished for that, and they'll have it during the safety walk, so they'll make sure that like all the buildings that they want to check and like outside, and make sure that everything's accessible for all students. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Jada. Now for budget and finance.
Okay, old business. All right, so there's a lot going on with budget and finance right now. We had our meeting last Monday after Senate, and basically kind of like a 10,000 foot overview. What we're doing now is instead of having one final budget hearings and passing budgets a year, we're doing one for each semester. And so we're having a big meeting tonight with my committee and everyone else that's working on it, and we are going to be kind of going over what's going to be allocated and how much we want to put back in the reserve fund. And then final budget hearings will be tomorrow from 5 to 8 p.m. And then following the next few weeks, we're going to start working on our spring budgets as well. There's a lot going on. I know that some of y'all may have questions about it, so if you do, feel free to reach out to me, Brad, Jamie, anyone on our committee. And yeah, that's kind of all I got.
Thank you, Colin. Now for code of laws.
Pool at large. So tonight we have the academic honesty bill that we heard about last week coming through as a future order tonight, which is really exciting. And then we have Dr. Dakota here for the last time, which is really fun. So we're glad to have him back. And then we have a couple more code changes coming up in the future, and then a couple of big things tonight. So that's exciting.
Thank you, Lily. Now for student affairs. Charles.
Board at large. Hey y'all. So I'm kind of back with some information on the patio project, which is everything that's going on outside the student center. I'm a part of their events team, kind of. So what we're doing is we have a very long week planned from December 1st to the 6th, right before finals. And what we're going to be having is pretty much just a little bit of everything and a lot of holiday cheer. We voted on some movies, and those will all be coming. We have The Polar Express one night, Elf is one night, White Christmas, a couple others. We'll also be showing the men's basketball games that are going to be that week. And then we'll have some live music, a social hour for ISO. And UPC also has some fun things like cookie decorating and as well as hot chocolate night. We also will have SGA. We'll be hosting the first, which will be kind of like a soft opening, and that will happen on December 1st, and we're really looking for suggestions on that. So if there's anything that you want to see, it'll kind of be like a come and go, similar to what we do for Up All Night, Heyday, something like that. It'll kind of look more like concourse-ing, so if you all have any ideas on that, please let me know. The final thing that I want to tell y'all is the Spidal demolition project is going on right now, which is to the right, to the right of the library across from Dowdle. There's actually a live webcam if you want to look on the Human Sciences Instagram. They're going to be posting updates on there if you want to see that. But yeah, just kind of be aware of that. There's new construction going on in that area, so be aware. But yeah, thanks y'all.
Thank you. And we're going to have Senator Jones come back really quickly to take a quick poll.
Sorry, y'all. I just had a thought. So we're looking at these course tags, and we're trying to think of objective tags that could be added to Tiger Scheduler that would give students more insight into their courses. Some things that we're working on right now, for examples, are like the cost of a course, like how much is it going to cost in terms of textbooks and like additional resources and that kind of stuff. So do y'all have any ideas for tags that might be useful in making your decisions for the courses for the upcoming semesters?
Flipped classrooms?
Okay. So like classroom style?
Writing and writing courses.
Okay.
So the tablets, like GPA files.
Okay. Gotcha.
I don't remember if this is already in there, but whether or not it's going to be like a lecture style class, I don't know if that's possible, but I know some people prefer like small classes.
Okay. So a lot of like teaching style, like size of classroom. Okay.
What is grade breakdown? Is it just 4 tests throughout the whole year?
Okay, awesome. Anything else? All right. Well, I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Thank you, Giles. Now for our executive committee.
Massey at large, no report from you, but just due your attendance. Senator Lord.
Here.
Senator Wisdom.
Here.
Senator Poole.
Here.
Senator Bolton.
Here.
Senator Alsworth.
Here.
Senator Blanco.
Here.
Senator Bowman.
Here.
Senator Campos. Senator Congo.
Here.
Senator Connor.
Here.
Senator Garreau.
Here.
Senator Eskew.
Here.
Senator Ford. Senator Hale.
Here.
Senator Harry.
Here.
Senator Holliday.
Here.
Senator Hasso. Senator Jones.
Here.
Senator Story.
Here.
Senator Purdue.
Here.
Senator Pritchett. Senator Roberts. Senator Robertson.
Here.
Senator Scott.
Here.
Senator Smith.
Here.
Senator Stanley.
Here.
Senator Sturry.
Here.
Senator Troutman.
Here.
Senator Vernon.
Here.
Senator Ward.
Here.
Senator Watson.
Here.
Senator Wolf.
Here.
And Senator Weiss.
Here.
Okay, thank you all.
Thank you, Madeline. Now reports from our liaisons, beginning with the Honors Congress.
Gun Honors Congress, no report.
Now for BSU. ASBA.
Hey, Michael Taylor with Auburn Student Veterans. I have two things I think that for all of SGA. One is when we do Operation Iron Rock, I've mentioned this before, you guys are more than welcome. This is when we deliver the game ball for the Iron Bowl the morning of. So what we're doing is before the game at 0800 at University Station, we do a last ceremonial 3-mile ruck into Jordan Hare, and then we take a big photo there with lots of people. Anyone is welcome to come if you're interested. Just email me or get in touch with someone from the Auburn Student Veterans, and they'll redirect you to me, and I can give you more of the details on like how we're getting people where and what and all those details. Two, if I told you guys to go to the Veterans Resource Center right now, raise your hand if you would know where to go. So I think I want the number to be higher. So what we did was we're gonna open it up the Veterans Resource Center for tours for anyone that wants to come by. It doesn't take too long, like less than 5 minutes, to come by and see the place. This serves two purposes. I know you're like, hey, why would I go? One, it allows you to, when you come across a veteran or someone that is a military dependent, they have to end up ultimately going to the Veterans Resource Center for their benefits. So you'll be able to actually help someone that you come across and interact with on campus and kind of tell them where a lot of resources are for veterans and dependents and other people that come to campus. And also people that just stop you and ask you, be able to tell them where to go. 2, you can see a lot of the great things that we're doing over there to support our veterans and dependents on campus. So that's going to be October 13th and 14th, which is a Monday and Tuesday, 11 to 3:30. Just drop in. We're going to have people there to kind of show you around real quick, show you what we do, and answer any questions that you may have for us. I know that I think Buckley is going to put this out as an email that goes out to you guys, but also just wanted to put it in your wherever you keep notes and things like that. But you're more than welcome to stop by and see the Veterans Resource Center and all that we do over there. And for those of you that don't know where it is in the bottom of Foy Hall, underneath Panda Express. So you kind of go out, down those stairs, down. That's where we are. There's a sign above it that says Veterans Resource Center. Fun little note. We just put that up. We got in trouble for it, but it's safe for a year. So that's like the best we got on signage. So when you guys come by, just when you drop in, there'll be someone there for you. Any questions, let me know. Thank you.
Thank you. And I'll be putting the dates and times of that in the recap email tomorrow, so make sure to read that. And now for ROTC.
Hogan, ROTC, no report.
Thank you. Now for ISO.
King, ISO, so we had that last general body meeting about housing, and I'm working with Vera, Auburn Global, and a representative from the graduate school to see some improvements on that. I shared that information with my team, and one of my council members told me that for most other colleges of our size and scale, there's graduate-specific housing, but Auburn doesn't have that. So he has taken the initiative to go towards our graduate school to try to work for graduate-specific housing, because a lot of our graduates are coming in with family. And if you have family, you have to know that you have reliable, affordable housing. That's not something that you can just get away with. And then our next general body meeting is going to be October 24th, and we're going over financial management for international students. That's the #1 complaint that I've heard from international students, is how expensive it is, how expensive housing is, and food, and all of that kind of stuff. And there's not, or that's going to have to be something I gather data on and what we can do as Auburn to try to remedy that problem. But we're also going to try to teach them like basic savings and terminology used in America about financial management. We also have that SGA ISO collaboration next Friday, and I would love to see you all there. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to move into legislation now. We don't have any current orders of business, so going into future orders of business, beginning with PSSB 25100601 through I-05. This first bill is brought to you by Senator Stanley.
Stanley, co-sound. I'd like to ask for approval of the following. The allocation of $752 from the reserve fund to the line item titled Executive Council of the Student Government Association budget. These funds would support the SGA Alumni Panel, which took place on September 15th, 2025. For specifics, the chairs and stage in the meeting room, as well as the Tiger Catering dinner beforehand.
Are there any questions on this future order? Seeing none, we will move into PSSB 25100602, brought to you by Senator Duro.
Duro Education, I ask for the approval of the following new organization board members: Libby Dunnigan, Jay Laha, and Brecken Whaler.
Are there any questions on this future order? Okay, seeing none, we will now go into PSSB 25100603, brought to you by Senator Poole.
Okay, so it's not up there, but I'd encourage you to look at it. It's the Senate apportionment for 2026 to 2027, which is next year. The two changes that are being made are engineering is going from 6 to 5, and COSAM is going from 2 to 3. So this is all just math based on our population and the Senate. So.
Are there any questions on this future order? All right, seeing none, we will now move into PSSB 25100604, brought to you by Senators Watson and Poole. Yeah. We're going to go back to 03 very quickly. You're
I'd
good.
like to make a motion to move PSSB 25100603 to a current order.
A motion has been made to move this into a current order of business. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any debate? Okay, seeing none. Current order of business PSSB 25100603, brought to you by Senator Poole. Is there a second? Or read the bill again.
Again, that's the apportionment for next year in Senate. I asked to pass this bill, sorry.
Is there a second?
Second.
It is moved and seconded to adopt the bill just read. Is there any debate? Okay. Seeing there are no further debates, we will move into a vote. We'll just do a hand vote since this was a future order. So all yeses and all noes. Okay, the yeses have it, and this bill has been adopted. So back to future orders, we have PSSB 25100604, brought to you by Senators Watson and Poole.
Watson, CLA, I asked for approval of the following. This is just the spring elections timeline. However, if you look at the second line where it says 2 weeks following passing apportionment, I move to amend this by striking this and replacing it with Monday, October 20th, 2025.
A motion has been made to amend this legislation. Is there a second? Yes.
Can amend it to
Oh, let's go through current order and then we'll get back.
So I'd like to make a motion to make this bill a current order.
Okay. A motion has been made to move this to a current order of business. Is there a second?
second.
Is there any debate? Seeing none, we will go back to PSSB 25100604, brought to you by Senators Watson and Poole.
So if you see the second line, 2 weeks following passing apportionment, I move to amend this by striking this and replacing with Monday, October 20th, 2025.
A motion has been made to amend this legislation. Is there a second?
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. Is there any debate? We will now go into a vote on this amendment, so we'll also do a hand vote for this one. So this is for the amendment, not the piece of legislation. So all yeses. All right, all noes. The yeses have it, and this amendment has been adopted. Now moving back into the legislation at hand, is there any debate on this? Okay, seeing there is no debate, we will now go into a vote and another hand vote. So all the yeses and all the noes. Okay, the yeses have it, and this bill has been adopted. All right, we will now go into PSSB 25100605, brought to you by Senators Poole, Jones, and Ward.
Poole at large. So this is the legislation for the academic honesty policy being removed from the Code of Laws and replacing it with as follows. So we're going to take out the whole of Title 12 and then replace it with potential future revisions to Auburn University policies. Chapter 1200, proposed revisions, 1201. After receiving any proposed revisions and or changes to Auburn University policies as provided by the Auburn University Policy on Policies, the SGA President shall distribute the proposed revisions and changes to the members of the Senate for their review. The responsible executive may be invited to accompany the SGA President to present on any policy revisions or changes that would be significant and have direct impact on students of members of the student Senate.
Are there any questions on this future order? Yes, Senator Scott.
So from my understanding, this same legislation came across the floor last year. Has anything changed, and if so, what is it?
So we've changed the top part. We've left the new section as it is. We do think that SGA students should still be informed of what's going on, and that the president should still be involved in what's going on in terms of policy on policies. But the top part has changed in striking this part following the approval of the academic integrity executive policy, and instead of, I would have to double check on what it used to say, but now it is according to the policy on policy procedures.
Are there any other questions on this future order? Senator Bolton.
Yeah, so the part about it being up to review for the Senate, what does that mean exactly?
So they would bring changes to us for us to be able to look at. We don't have any power against the Policy on Policies Committee, but they'd be able to bring the changes that they've made to us.
Dr. Gotti.
May I speak to some of that real quick?
Lily.
Just to clarify.
I'll yield my time to Dr.
Oh,
Gotti.
thank you. Thank you all for giving just a quick minute to talk about this. So just to clarify, previously, many, many decades ago, shared governance had a very different role, right? So the student government organization didn't have the same voice, the same seat at the table in terms of university policies that impact students. They do now, and it is through the policies on policies process for review of all university-wide policies. Right now, as it stands, this chapter in the Code of Laws for SGA does not fall under that purview, which means that in theory, not all shared governance groups have a right to chime in on any revision. So to make this policy university-wide policy where everybody has the possibility to provide feedback that is ultimately in the benefit of the student, it should be under the policies on policies review process. So at that point, SGA president has a seat at the table for any of those reviews, and this language in place of that code that will have used to belong in that policy will guarantee that the Senate body and everybody involved in the SGA organization will still have clear communication between the leadership at SGA and the group in this room. So that was the reason for that. That was not in there last year to that detail, so we thought it would be really important that there was a good communication in place in the code chapter law, the code of laws, specifically in this chapter to ensure that everybody is informed of any future changes. I don't know if that answers your question.
Thank you. Are there any other questions on this future order? Senator Troutman.
More of a comment, I apologize, but I think it's important, this is something that I voted no on last year, but now kind of with an updated understanding. I think it's important to note too that students are on every board or committee within our university, and so it's not like we're completely relinquishing power or anything like that. There are students, internally within these different boards and committees, so we still do have representation.
Are there any other questions on this future order? All right, seeing none, we will now move into some announcements. Is that able to be up there? No. I'm going to see if I can get those up there. But next week is Cabinet at the Rec, and all of Senate is invited, and we would really like to have y'all there at 6:15 and then come into Senate here afterwards. Freshman senator interviews, I sent y'all that link to sign up to greet. I know it might have had like a glitch and you weren't able to edit it, but that should be fixed now, and if it's not, let me know. We want all of y'all to be greeting all the freshman senators that are coming to interview. Office hour signage, just continue filling out that Google form, and I'll continue making those Canvas sheets. And then freshman senators, we're so glad y'all are all here and you're all interested. There's going to be a QR code on the next page to record your attendance. If you don't think it's working or you think it has a glitch, take a selfie and then come find me after, and I'll give you my number and you can text me the selfie of you here so we can make sure that is there so you can be eligible. That's all from me, and we're going to adjourn this meeting at 8:09. But leave that up.